Hello and welcome to Octopus Ukulele Academy Skill Builders with me, Andy Eastwood. In this practice routine, we'll exercise the left hand with some chord progressions you're very likely to find when playing in the key of F. We'll play a 4-chord sequence, but each time we play it, we'll change the second chord and leave the others the same. So the structure will become familiar, but we'll have to remain alert and aware of what's coming next, which is an essential musical skill. Before we play, let's look at the chords. The first chord change, F to F7, is simple. Just drop the third finger in, everything else stays put. It's the next one that gives us more to think about, F7 to G minor 7. Here, the first finger is barring across two strings, so although it's only a partial bar chord, not a complete bar across all the strings, the same rules apply as for all bar chords. The fingers must be parallel to the frets, and that means that the forearm has to rotate so that the back of the hand now faces the floor. Also, whereas the first finger was bridging over the A string for F and F7, it now needs to lie flat across two strings, so that means that the top knuckle needs to be straight. Now here comes the clever bit, listen carefully. We're not going to make the fingers do the work. We'll use the elbow, arm and wrist so that the tip of the finger stays exactly where it is. We pull the elbow back a teeny bit, rotate the forearm round so that the back of the hand faces the floor, and at the same time bend the wrist joint upwards so that the heel of the hand comes up in the direction of your chin. Keep your fingers relaxed, but let the arm and wrist movement pull your first finger flat, ease your second finger over to the next string, and lift your third finger off. This is the smart way to change chords. The positions of the arm, wrist and hand don't just enable the fingers to get into the correct positions. No, moving the arm, wrist and hand actually propels the fingers to the correct positions. Okay, let's carry on. After G minor 7, we go to C7, a very simple chord, but don't make the rookie mistake of keeping the hand in place and using the finger muscles to get there. Rotate the arm back so that the back of your hand faces over to your left, and move that wrist joint back out so that your finger can return to its comfortable curved position. Remember, the fingers curve when they relax, and we want everything to be free of tension. Looking ahead to the next line, well, it's very similar to the first. All that changes is that your third finger will be a semitone lower on the second chord, making a D minor instead of an F7. And then the third line is the same as the second, with the simple exception that instead of D minor, we'll be playing D minor 7, which is a 4-finger chord, bringing the little finger into play. So if that's new to you, do some practice on getting that third and fourth finger to land simultaneously. The little finger doesn't get used as much as the others in daily life, so let's get it working. In the last lesson, we started off with 8 beats per chord. Well, this time we'll dive straight in with just 4 beats on each, but at a slightly steadier tempo. And we'll play through the whole thing twice, so if anything goes wrong first time, you have a second chance to correct it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go around again. Finish on F so it sounds like the end. Now, if that was easy and you made neat chord changes without any trouble, move on to the next step. If it was untidy and needs a bit more work, go back and do it again until it feels comfortable. We've all heard the expression, don't run before you can walk. Well, that's important in learning an instrument. When you're ready, let's move on. Now we'll play the very same sequence of chords, but this time just 2 beats on each, so there's less time to think. Again, we'll play the whole thing through twice, so if anything goes wrong the first time, try to put it right on the next attempt. If it goes wrong a second time, then you'll know that that's a bit you need to isolate and practice on its own before you attempt the whole sequence again. Get ready, and here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again. And finish on F. Okay, as before, if that was tricky, keep repeating it until it's easy. Repetition is essential to train yourself to make chord changes without thinking. When you're ready, we'll go to the final step. Okay, 1 strum on each chord. There's no time to think, those hands have to work on autopilot. Again, we'll play the whole thing twice. Get ready, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's the end. So, how did you do? Review your practice and be honest with yourself about what you need to work on more. Remember, it doesn't matter how long it takes, all that matters is that you make progress bit by bit. Join me again soon for another skill building session. Until then, enjoy playing that uke.